places that you know seem like fantasy. There's a light inside your soul that's still shining in the cold, with the truth, the promise in our hearts. Don't forget, I'm with you in the dark.
There's a line to a quarry at the end of Thomas's branch. It goes for some distance along the road. Thomas was always very careful here, in case anyone was coming. He whistled. Then the people got out of the way, and he puffed slowly along with his trucks rumbling behind him. Early one morning there was no one on the road, but a large policeman was sitting on the grass close to the line. He was shaking a stone from his boot. Thomas liked policemen. He had been a great friend of the constable who used to live in the village, but he had just retired. Thomas expected that the new constable would be friendly too.
Good morning.
The policeman jumped and dropped his boot. He scrambled up and hopped round on one leg till it was facing Thomas. Thomas was sorry to see that it didn't look friendly at all. He was red in the face and very cross.
It's disgraceful. That's what it is. I didn't sleep a wink last night. It was so quiet. And now a blinking engine comes whistling suddenly right behind me. My first day in the country too.
He picked up his boot and hopped over to Thomas.
Well, I'm very sorry, sir. I only said good morning.
The policeman grunted, and, leaning against Thomas's buffer, he put his boot on. He drew himself up and pointed to Thomas.
Aha! Where's your cow catcher, huh? I don't catch cows, sir. Don't you try to be funny with me, young fella, me lad. Now, let's see.
And looked at Thomas's wheels.
No side plates either.
And he wrote in his notebook.
Engines going on public roads must have their wheels covered and a cow catcher in front. And you haven't. And so you are dangerous to the public.
Rubbish, said his driver. We've been along here hundreds of times and never had an accident.
Oh, have you? Then that makes it worse, don't it?
He wrote regular lawbreaker in his book. Thomas puffed sadly away. The Fat Controller was having breakfast. He was eating toast and marmalade. He had the newspaper open in front of him, and his wife had just given him some more coffee. The butler knocked and came in. "Excuse me, sir, you're wanted on the telephone."
I'll be back in a minute. Oh, dear, 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 dear. I'm sorry, my dear, but Thomas is in trouble with the police. I must go down at once.
The Fat Controller spoke to him at once, but it was no good.
The law is the law, and that's that.
The Fat Controller felt exhausted.
I'm sorry, driver. Oh, dear, it's no use arguing with policemen. We will have to make one of those cow catcher things for Thomas, I suppose. Everyone will laugh, sir. They'll say that I look like a tram. Eh? What? Like a tram? Why, yes. Well done, Thomas. Why didn't I think of that before? We want a tram engine. Now, when I was on my holiday, I met a nice little engine called Toby. Now, he hasn't enough work to do and needs a change. I'll write to his controller at once.
A few days later, Toby arrived.
Well done, Toby. That's a good engine. I see you brought Henrietta with you. Oh, you don't mind, sir, do you? But the station master wanted to use her as a hen house. And that would never do, sir, would it? Oh, no, indeed it wouldn't. We couldn't allow that.
Toby made the trucks behave even better than Thomas did. At first, Thomas was jealous, but he was so pleased when Toby rang his bell and made the policeman jump that they have been firm friends ever since.